This is the Zach Ansbury Show.
Welcome. Today's podcast clip comes from an interview with Simona Bronzi from RAA. Yeah, I think that's really interesting because I'm going to ask you about that later.
Yeah.
We're going to make you more human to everyone, especially those younger people who are thinking, God damn, this girl got a job, like a full-time job halfway through her career, her uni degree, damn her. Are you so within RAA, do they have any of those structures set up, which is where you're currently working, in terms of like mentoring, or do you have roles now that you've been there for a couple of years where you feel like you take on some of the junior people who have been there for less time and act as a mentor towards them?
I haven't sort of really been in the position to be a mentor for anyone sort of in the marketing team, but the RAA are doing, I think it came in the year after I started, they're doing graduate programs and internships now. And there's
awesome.
been a couple of people that have come through that have been interested in marketing. So it's been nice to chat to them about their journey and give them a bit of advice. So that's kind of the only time I've gotten the opportunity to be a mentor. But it's really enjoyable and it's something that I'd like to do more of in the future, I think. But in terms of mentorship for myself, there is a person in the business who, I think it was maybe a year ago that I sort of did my performance review, and I'd highlighted that having a mentor was something that I'd like. So they teed me up with someone in the business that we catch up. It was a bit more regular before Christmas, but then we suddenly got really busy. We haven't caught up for a few months, but we were sort of doing monthly catch-ups and just talking about work things, and she sort of supported me to put myself out there more with projects at RAA and just get a bit more visibility across the business. So that's been really good.
Yeah, so the graduate program for RAA is quite new, is that?
Yeah, it is. I think it's only a couple of years that they've done it.
And it's designed for recently graduates or people who are still in the undergraduate program?
Don't quote me on this because I don't know the exact details, but I think that they do sort of every summer, they do summer internships for 6 weeks. And I think you can do that if you're in your last year of uni or maybe a little bit sooner. And then a lot of people after that then go on to a graduate role. So they haven't had any come up in marketing yet. But there's been quite a few in the digital space and law, because they have in-house counsel, the innovation space. There's a couple of uni grads that they've got working there. HR. Yeah, there's a few people that I've gone to uni with that are now working at RAA.
Okay. And so they don't want a marketing one, or just no one shone enough for them?
It's just very competitive in the marketing department, and roles are pretty hard to come by, especially for graduates without experience. And maybe that's something that they're looking to do a bit more of in the future. But generally, it's a bit harder to get into the marketing team. But I think one good thing about RAA is that people move around the business so much, and they're so supportive of, we have this review process every 6 months. We have a performance review where we get to talk about our career goals and what we want to do, and if we're interested in any other areas of the business, and if they can support you to move to a different area of the business, they will. So it's not to say that you won't start off in one area and then work your way into marketing. There's a few people that have done that.
Okay. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be, it sounds like there is a good possibility if you're a strong candidate, you're coming towards the end of your degree, and if you've had experience, which I think really actually shone in hindsight. I was thinking about it as you were talking about, your journey of getting into RA and then linking with you actually. And I think what would have stood out is that you actually had that real world experience before going there. And you showed a lot of initiative by being on these student associations and self-driven extra learning. You created all of the materials and all of the shirts and everything like that. I think that impresses people, and I think that's something that people should learn from what you've done if they are looking to break into the industry, because maybe they could become one of those rare marketing graduate positions for RAA if they show that same drive. So you're the model to look for, I think, in that sense, for sure.
Thank you.
And they can say, and I've listened to this podcast and I've learned all about it, and that'll impress you being on the panel.
Yeah, no, absolutely the best thing that I.
Hey guys, it's Zach Ainsbury here with just a couple of quick reminders. If you've enjoyed today's podcast, then make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. There are plenty more interviews to come with some of the world's leading marketing academics and practitioners. You do not want to miss these. In the meantime, if you're looking for another way to connect, then follow me on Twitter at Zach Ainsbury. That is ZACANESBURY for my take on the marketing issues of the day.